Well, good morning, everyone. One last day in Luke. We're going to be in chapter number 6. Now, we may come back here again next week because this is a part of my daily reading. And man, Luke has been very rich with important personal lessons for us. What's interesting about this last thought from chapter number 6 is that in verse number 40, he makes sure that he includes every living soul in what he's about to say. In fact, he even leans towards the spiritual leader even more heavily. That seemed to be where the greatest difficulty in Jesus' day was for the people, was that the religious leaders were not leading them towards the Lord, they were just leading them into repetition. And so there needed to be some adjustment. So in verse number 40 it says, "The disciple is not above his master, but everyone that is perfect shall be as his master." And so he's talking about the reality that that you can't expect the people that are being led to be stronger, greater, or even have a better vision than the leader itself. And so but then he follows it up with something that we all battle with, and I'm just going to be real quick about it. We all battle with this ability to see the failure of others, to see the mistakes of others, to really think that we have their heart and their motives and their intentions all figured out, that they are absolutely trying to hurt us, they're absolutely trying to marginalize us, they are absolutely neck deep or in over their head in one particular sin or another. And because we think we have it all figured out, we usually let them know about it. But Jesus wants to flip that around and say, you know what you might want to do is you might want to deal with your own pride, your own sinfulness, before you try to take care of others. We know this as the speck in the one person's eye, while we have a log, so to speak, in our own eye. And so he's encouraging us to change the whole perspective that we operate from one that, let me see if I have a problem and let me fix me so I can better see the problem that the other person might be dealing with. As the pastor, I might get really narrow thinking about making sure everybody's got their problems dealt with, but it might be really easy for me to not realize that I have this blaring problem. And so Jesus is dealing with that in this passage, telling us that yes, we all have sin. But what makes our sinful situation worse is when someone with greater sinful circumstances does their best to try to remove our simple sinful process. And so just remember that. Now he does turn it a little bit more, and he says this in verse number 45. He says, "A good man out of the good treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is good, and an evil man out of the evil treasure of his heart bringeth forth that which is evil. For of the abundance of the heart his mouth speaketh." And so let that be kind of like a guiding line for us today, or guiding light, or kind of a rule that we can use, that what's coming out of us is coming from what's in us. If judgment, harshness, criticism, even bitterness and anger and frustration, or maybe even feeling that people don't care about us and things like that. Yes, of course, those could be caused by the small infraction of a person forgetting, a person actually doing something they don't realize is perceived that way. But when we magnify that in our own hearts, we have to be careful, because from what's in our heart, there's going to be a flow. And so I want to encourage everyone, take good care of what you put into your heart and what you fill your heart with, because this is going to be something that dictates whether we're trying to be removing specks from others' eyes while we have this log of bitterness or hurt or whatever sticking out of our own. I saw something today that said if you're angry, don't speak just yet. Let your heart heal and then speak. I think a lot of times we speak with our emotions and we speak with our heart, and we feel like that's the freshest, best way to handle every circumstance. Well, a broken heart and a hurt heart says things differently than a mending or healing heart or an understanding heart. And so let's have the heart of Christ today. I know this is a little bit more, I guess it's more deep, but we need to really evaluate our own hearts today. I'm going to evaluate mine, you evaluate yours, because I think that any other pattern would be me trying to get the speck out of your eye where I have a log in my own. And so I'm going to work on me and you work on you today, and let's see if we can't be better for it. Jesus believes we will. If we will fill our hearts with good things and then use those good things to overflow out onto others. And so be encouraged today. Self-evaluation, flow out some really beautiful encouragements to others. And I hope that that's helpful for you today. Enjoy your day.